The I Am Rapaport podcast is sponsored by Casper Mattresses, Casper.com. It's an award-winning sleep startup. Go to Casper.com, $50 off purchase of any size mattress. Put in the code Rapaport, R-A-P-A-P-O-R-T, Casper Mattress in New York City. You could keep the bed for 100 nights. You could get your freak on for 100 nights. If you do not like the bed after 100 nights, you can return the mattress within 100 days. That's a guarantee. Casper.com. The promo code is Rapaport. You get $50 off the mattress. We do not plug, we do not support, we do not take sponsorship from anything we have not tried and we are not passionate about 450%. This is the I Am Rapaport podcast. I'm in here with my man, Brian Scalabrine. We are actually two different people. I don't know why. I'm looking at you and I'm thinking, I don't understand why people compare us. They've been comparing us for years. You're like a red, and I'm like a strawberry red.
No, here's the thing. I don't know if you remember this, but in Philly, my rookie year.
Yes, I remember.
Like, yo, my man, Scalabrine. Yo, if they ever make a movie of you, I'm going to play the character.
No, Scal.
And I played, like, at that point, 6 games in my NBA career.
No. I think it was the other way around. You came up to me, and you were a rookie, and I was like, who the fuck are you? It was Philly, right?
Philly.
It was the All-Star game in Philly the year
Philly.
COVID. Anyway, this is the I Am Rapaport podcast. I'm in here with my man, Brian Scalabrine, a.k.a. the White Mamba.
The greatest nickname in sports.
Where did the nickname come from first?
So, Stacey King, I made these Nikes. You know, like a lot of guys get their shoes made. A lot of guys have their own line. So Kobe came out with his black Mambas. I came out. I made a pair of white Mambas.
You made them yourself, you went online and bought them.
Nike ID,
right?
But I get a little bit of coin on Nike ID. I can make my own shoes. It's
right.
It's my deal, right? And I came in. I slapped them down on the. We were on the plane on their card table, and I said, "These are the white Mambas right here." Like Kobe just came out with his. He had the commercials. I slapped him down on the table. Stacey King was like, "That's it right there. You are now the White Mamba."
And that was it.
And I was like, go with it.
And it's been a worldwide craze ever since.
Yes.
So you sort of invented the White Mamba.
Well, no, I made the shoes.
Oh, and he said White Mamba.
And I go, these are the White Mambas.
You said, if you said these are the White Mambas, then you patented it.
But then he picked it up, and it's never been the same since.
It's been like it's like Toyota. It's like Coca-Cola. It's like Starbucks. It's taken off. It's sort of surpassed what Kobe was trying to do with the Black Mamba.
I know.
Has Kobe ever acknowledged you as the White Mamba?
One time.
Tell me.
I introduced myself on Twitter. I said, like Kobe came out and said, with his tweet, he said, the anti-social is now social. The Black Mamba's here. And then I come out 2 weeks later, which is something I kind of do with the LeBron James and the letter. And, all my announcements always, like, piggyback off of the major stars in the NBA. Right. So Kobe came out, the Black Mamba is now the social Mamba, whatever. And I come out like, I held out longer than the Black Mamba. White Mamba is now on Twitter.
Right.
He acknowledged, welcome to Twitter, White Mamba.
Yes.
My followers went from, like, 6 to 36,000.
Boom.
Boom, like that.
Fuck, I need to get a shout out from Kobe on Twitter. I need to get a shout out from Twitter. I want to make this real time, and then I'm going to go into Scalabrine shit. You could ask me questions. I could ask you. All right.
Got it.
Let me ask you a question. We're in Game 3 of the NBA Finals. Right now, if you had to bet your house, if you had to bet everything you have on who you think is going to win this series, based on what you know, on what's happening right now, what would you do? If you had
Warriors.
to bet the Warriors are going to win.
Easy.
Easy?
Yeah, if you had to...
Last night was not fucking easy. Last night was a disaster.
No. Listen, man.
I have so many questions about the Warriors right now. I was feeling really good about Riley, about the whole thing. I was, and now I'm not. Relax, I have a lot of questions.
Relax. Look at the Warriors. They got caught up a little bit in their 3-point shooting.
Yes.
Okay, but here's the thing. When you have real good 3-point shooters, you know what opens up? The paint.
Which brings me to my second question, but you keep talking.
Okay, so all you have to do. Steph went to the hole for the game winner, so the tying score.
Yeah.
How easy was that?
Yes.
Okay, what about when he crossed over Dellavedova and got to the bucket? How easy was that?
Yes.
Okay, everyone's scared to death of his shooting. When he goes to the basket, after he makes a few layups here and there, then all of a sudden the 3-point shooting will open up. You can't just start jacking up threes without getting paint touches. He needs to go to the paint, and things will open up. Another guy, Draymond Green, will continue to drive the basketball, go to the paint, and then he'll open up the three-point shooting as well. Attack the basket first. Attack the basket because they're afraid of Steph Curry. Everyone's afraid of Steph Curry shooting the ball. Drive the basketball and watch what happens. Game 3, watch what happens.
All right, now let me ask you a question. No one's been able to give me a straight answer on this. And it's not because I'm a fucking, like, a hurting Knicks fan and blah, 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 blah. All-star, former all-star, double-double guy throughout his career is sitting on the bench. I'm not even sure if he's a practice player anymore.
I got you.
Why is David Lee not playing?
The problem with this podcast is going to be this. David Lee is going to play game 3, and you're asking this question. You're going to have to edit this part out.
No, I want to know. Because so then
he's going to play.
He hasn't played in 4 months.
No, he's going to play in game 3.
Why isn't David Lee playing?
He will play in game 3.
Okay, but why hasn't he been playing?
Because this is why. Because Festus had a little bit of Festus Ezeli played pretty good in the Western Conference Finals. He did a decent job in game 1, and people are gassing him up. They blinked their eyes, and LeBron goes 8-0 when Festus Ezeli is in the game.
Right.
And then he didn't play. Mo Spates, you want to fall in love with the jumper. Yeah, Mo Spates can win you some games. He had a decent game 1.
Yeah.
Then he bricked the dunk. At the end of the day, David Lee is a guy that when Steph throws back to David Lee, he will score the ball.
I know.
Okay, so David Lee will play in game 3.
But how does a guy, explain this to me. How does a guy like David Lee get ostracized and go so many games? Forget little playing time. Like, how does that happen in the NBA? Like, to a guy like that, I was asking someone else who's a supposed expert. I'm asking you, you're a supposed expert. Break it down to me, Scal. How does a guy like David Lee, not to say that he's, Michael Jordan, but David Lee's a solid player. He's an inside player. How does he go from being David Lee to not playing at all? Like, is it the system? Like, what does David Lee not do that would make it so he wouldn't play this many games?
A very simple answer.
Give it to me.
Okay, Draymond Green can shoot.
Yes.
So they always have a 4-man that can shoot in there.
Right.
They never really run a lineup where there's not a shooting 4 in there.
Right.
Even if they go small, it's Mo Spates. So they always have a shooting 4. David Lee can't shoot threes.
Right.
Okay. So then you want to play.
They got enough threes already.
Okay, but wait. Now you play him at the 5. He can't defend that position. Now LeBron James goes down the bucket. Can he defend 5s? Can he keep Tristan Thompson or Mozgov off the glass? No, but what he will do...
He can't bang with Tristan?
No.
Tristan's too strong?
If Tristan was playing 5 and David Lee was your 5, then LeBron would just drive the ball to the basket. The only reason why LeBron stopped driving the ball to the basket in the game is because Andrew Bogut's in there. When Festus gets in there, he's not afraid of Festus. He's not afraid of anybody. LeBron's really not afraid of anybody, but at least with Bogut, he's going to settle for a jump shot. So it's all about, the intent. If LeBron sees David Lee at the rim, he's not going to slow down.
Right.
So when he sees Bogut, he's like, man, I better pull up. Like, people don't recognize that.
I got you.
LeBron's not making a decision. Oh, well, I don't know. Maybe this time I'll pull up. No, he's driving the ball. He has his eyes on Bogut. All right, let me pull up this time. Or let me shoot a floater because I know I can't go right to the rim when Bogut's in there. So you have to be able to defend the rim when you're playing against LeBron James. You have to be able to defend the rim when you're playing against James Harden, too.
Right.
So it looks like David Lee, he can't necessarily do that, but what he can do is score.
He can score. So how are you feeling? Like, you were sort of around, you were there with the Warriors, the emergence of this team. Break down Steph Curry, his greatness. I'm going to throw him at you.
All
Like,
right.
I mean, it's been spoken about so much.
All right. His ability to shoot obviously makes him special. It's because, like, Kyle Korver, Ray Allen, these guys can shoot off the catch.
Right.
All right. There's 3 types of shooting in the NBA, right? There's guys that spot up, like me. I stand in the corner, I wait for the ball, I shoot it.
Right.
Then there's guys that catch it Reggie Miller style, comes off the screen, catches the screen. That's the second type of shooting. The last one is shooting the ball off the bounce. Steph is one of those guys that can do all 3. But his ability to shoot off the bounce, and you saw the ridiculous handle that he has.
And the footwork.
To get his shot off.
And it always seems like, and tell me if this is wrong, it seems like he's mastered shooting off the opposite foot and not looking off balance.
No, I mean, the way that he manipulates the dribble to get into his shot, everything is set up by his handle, by his hesitation, by his herky-jerkiness to get his shot off. Now, that keeps guys on edge.
Right.
Like, I didn't realize that until last year when I was there coaching. I was playing against him. Like, you ever play against a guy and he makes a move and you gap him and he doesn't shoot it?
Yeah.
Like, every mistake you make as a defensive player, he can account for that. Boom, you make a mistake, shots up, it's gone.
Right.
So his ability to do that makes him special. Now, his ability to also, I think, his greatest strength is set up using that shot to set up his drive, get to the paint, and make plays. He's also a very good finisher at the basket. So his greatness is all set up by his ability to shoot off the dribble. There hasn't been a player in the NBA that can shoot all 3 ways the way that he can, or a guy who can shoot off the dribble the way he can.
Okay. And all right, and LeBron James. I mean, you played against LeBron James many, many times. You played against him as a Celtic, and I mean, do you think this is the best form? Like I thought like, okay, he's going to start slowing down. Like whether the Cleveland wins the championship or not, I feel like LeBron James and whatever team he's on, because he's competing for a championship with a shit team.
I mean,
not a shit team, but like, listen, he's not playing with the big three right now. He's playing with kid and play. He's playing with kid and play. Amon Shumpert and J.R. Smith are kid and play. Okay, this is my words. This is not the words of Brian Scalabrine. I mean, it's not a shit team. Tristan Thompson has emerged, but I'm saying the fact that they are competing so hard. I mean, what do you think? Like, I think like this guy's not going anywhere for like 5 or 6 years.
We'll see what happens. I mean, I think the way moving forward, it'll be interesting what happens to Kevin Love. It'll be interesting what happens to Kyrie. Kyrie is a stud. LeBron's a stud. I still feel like Kevin Love's not a great fit for them. So if you want to just look forward,
right,
then they're going to have to replace Kevin Love with somebody that's a better fit for them.
I agree.
So whether that be Paul Millsap, Draymond Green, whoever that is, they're going to have to find a better fit than Kevin Love, because Kevin Love is a $23 million player,
right,
who's not worth $23 million to the Cavs.
On that team.
Yeah.
You're not getting $23 million worth because you're not using it to his full potential.
Correct. So I think that moving forward, it'd be interesting who they put in that position. Another one would be how many guys. Eventually, LeBron's is going to start, tailing off at 30 and like all these miles and all,
right.
So when is that going to happen?
We don't know.
And then is Kyrie going to be enough, or whoever else you have in your team going to be enough? I look at this not as like this is a 1 or 2 time shot for
right.
Cleveland. I don't look at this as like a dynasty. I look at the Warriors as a team that moving forward could nail off a few finals, even a couple championships. So I look at them very differently.
Okay, I have to say, game 2. Now we're moving forward, but that I felt like overtime in the fourth quarter of that game was literally like a 3-point shooting contest on both teams. Like
but one made what? So Draymond has two field goals and Shumpert made 1 field goal. That's what we saw.
It was a bad 3-point shooting contest.
Bad.
It was so ugly.
He's like, look
and when people like somebody said to me, I was on the Keith Olbermann show, and Keith was like, "I'm not watching the finals. It's ugly basketball."
It is.
And I tried to defend it, and then I was like, "This is right. This was shit. No ball movement.
No.
Why aren't the Warriors moving the ball?"
I don't know. So listen to this.
Is that coaching or is that meant?
No, it's
free?
like I'm sure Steve Kerr is saying, "Come on, guys, move the ball. Trust your offense, right?" But they're not moving the ball. But listen, this is insane. 30 assists or more. The Warriors got 30 assists or more 28 times this year. You know how many times? This happened 0 times in the last 19 years. The last team to do that was the 94-95 Orlando Magic. So there hasn't been a team that clipped 30 assists in a game. Last night they had 16 assists.
Not good.
No, the Warriors are nowhere near where they need to be playing. How about the Cavs? They had 14 assists. LeBron had 11 of them.
Listen, the way the Cavs are playing, I get it. They're slowing it down. They're grinding it out. He's I call it gooning to the basket, but they have an excuse. They're undermanned.
Okay, I agree.
And they're playing with frickin' frack, a.k.a.
but
kid
they
and
did
play.
that game 1. Game 1 with Kyrie. They played the slow down, grind it out.
I understand it. I mean, I understand it more in game 2.
Way more in game 2 because LeBron has nobody else. Agree.
Yes.
But that style is the style that they're going to play. You know what it is? 2001. Allen Iverson and the Philadelphia 76ers.
You think it's that?
Iverson loves a loop cut. He gets the ball. Now he's going isolation, and then he's going to the bucket. I bet you Iverson shot a higher percentage than LeBron is shooting right now. So it's the same, and they got a bunch of defensive players. At least that team had Dikembe Mutombo. I find it very unique that the Warriors have not even got loose. I think they played 8 minutes of good basketball in two.
I agree.
In 106 minutes of play, they played 8 good minutes.
I agree. All right, let me ask you a question. So just to fill people in, I am the psychological evaluator for the team that me and Scalabrine are on. Scalabrine is participating. It's called the tournament.
The basketball tournament.
The basketball tournament. The prize is $1 million.
$1 million. Former
pros.
Yeah.
Anyone could get in on this. Street ball players, college players, there's going to be pros. Nate Robinson's in it. Brian Scalabrine's in it. Matt Bonner's in it.
Yeah.
We're calling what you, me, and Bonner are the Big Red Three.
Yeah, we're the Big Red Three. I mean, does it get better than that?
It doesn't get better than that. Did you see this tournament last year?
I was vaguely following it. I wasn't sure it was real or not last year, but I guess Luke vouched for it. It was like legit. People had a great time.
Matt Bonner is in the fucking NBA right now. Okay, yeah. And we got Jason Williams on our team. Who else is on our team?
I guess Capono and a bunch of guys from overseas that are like legitimate guys.
Now I'm letting you know now, like, I don't fuck around, Scal. Like, I don't know where your head's at. Like, I'm not, like, if you think that I'm going to be giving pep talks and it's going to be like, ha, funny. No, like, I'm going to be like, yo, motherfucker, you're running suicides, okay? I don't care who you are. And I told Bonner, I said, all that bullshit that Popovich is doing, forget about it. I'm running this fucking team.
I would love to know what the bullshit Popovich is doing.
Okay, I'm saying I'm coming in. It's my show.
Okay.
And my psychological evaluations and motivations are going to be different than what Pop does. That's all I'm saying. And I'm not here to make friends with these people. I don't care. Jason Williams, aka White Chocolate, he's on our team. Capono 3-point shooting. Like, I'm letting you know now. Like, where is your head at? We're playing in about a month, about 5 weeks. Are you in shape? Have you been playing? And where the fuck is your head at, Scal? Tell me straight up right now.
All right.
Because I'm doing 2 days. I told my team on email, you got the email.
I said,
email. 2 days at my house, starting at 8 a.m., and then a follow-up at 5 p.m. Now, one person has shown up yet.
Well, I mean,
I'm there by myself.
Yeah, but it's okay. Hold on. Slow your roll. First of all, everyone.
See, this is what I'm talking about. This is that NBA player, slow your roll. Rapaport, you're crazy. I don't want to hear the slow your roll because when we lose, I'm taking my fucking jersey off. I'm walking out with my dad bod naked. Okay, do you understand what I'm saying? Where's your fucking head at? Where's your head at?
I'm telling you where I'm at. So I'm doing 2 days right now. I lift and hoop in the morning. Like tomorrow morning, I'm hooping at UCLA.
Okay, with who? By yourself?
But wait.
I can go shoot around by myself anytime I want.
I got two. And what's wrong with that?
Nothing's wrong with that, but we're going into competitive games.
Okay, hold on.
The prize is $1 million. It's called the tournament.
Hey, listen, I played the other night. I dropped 40 in the Sports Spectacular charity game.
Okay, right. I heard about that.
All right, and then I played.
The actors were playing in that. They count for nothing.
Terrell Owens was playing that.
All right, I shut him down. I won MVP in the celebrity game. I shut him down. He couldn't score 5 points off me. Yes.
No way.
The footage. I'll cut to the footage right now.
I want to see you
shut Terrell Owens down. I won MVP. I scored 4 points, had 8 fouls. He tried to dunk it on me. I stripped him, and I said, not in my house, motherfucker. I said that right to him. Okay, so go ahead. You scored 40 points. Listen, I don't want to brag about that. I know there were actors playing. Sal Masakela was in there. He's a surfer. He fucking ruptured his Achilles heel. I'm talking about real basketball. Who are you working out with at UCLA? Because I need to approve this shit.
Okay, hold on. I have 2 runs. Sometimes I go to UCLA and I hoop in the morning. Tyus Edney's there. We play with some other guys, right? A lot of these guys are probably guys like you.
No, that's not guys you want to be working out with.
Wait.
Again, that's not guys you want to be working out with.
I've been working out with Jamal Crawford.
Okay.
And Jordan Crawford.
Okay.
Bismack Biyombo.
Okay.
Ray McCallum. Like guys who play.
So you're in shape?
No.
Fuck, Scal. Well, when do you get in shape?
Listen, and then
you're getting in shape.
And then I run mountains.
Where? Runyon?
No, I run over in Palisades.
Okay, we're gonna have see. That's it right there. You're in the mountains. I'm gonna take you to Runyon Canyon sometime this week. I'm gonna see what you're made of because I'm running Runyon Canyon. I'm there again.
Well, I know anything you can do, I can do better.
That's fine. Okay. We're gonna see because I'm up there with my dog and I'm trying to do 2 days with this fucking team. And Jason Williams, wherever you are, Matt Capono, wherever you are,
Jason Capono,
and Matt Bonner. Listen, you guys, you think this is a fucking joke? White Chocolate, we've never met, but I feel like we're kindred spirits.
Did you see the YouTube
highlights? I know he's
of him?
doing it. I don't care what he's doing on YouTube. I need to see it in front of me, and then I need to have the psych evaluation where I talk to him, I look in his eyes, and I say, where's your head at, White Chocolate?
All right, here's the thing. I think you're really going to, you're like Bogut, okay? Bogut in the regular season, which is, I would consider the first round, a little bit overrated. But once you go far, once you go to that second round, and in the finals, you see where Bogut's value is.
Okay.
Okay, so I see your value being stronger in Chicago and New York than you are here in L.A., the first 2 rounds. We're going to get through the first 2 rounds.
No problem?
No problem.
See, but what I'm thinking is that that's not a good mentality.
No, I know
the ante is raised in this tournament.
No, but we're going to, it's going to be like Thibodeau. Your voice is going to grow stale by the time we get to New York.
I'm not like Thibodeau. My voice ain't going out. My voice is not, you're not going to hear me husky and raspy and I can't. When I talk, trust me, until the wheels come off of this motherfucker and I'm walking away with $1 million,
okay,
I am not shutting up and the voice will go nowhere. This is a finely tuned instrument.
All right, I'm with you on that, but just know that if you go too hard early, you're going to lose guys. You won't lose me because we're boys.
Oh, you mean guys will check out to my system? No, they won't. No, they fucking won't. No, I don't care. Oh, I played overseas. I played with Popovich. I have rings. I don't give a fuck. This is a different system. That's what I'm trying to let everybody know. This is a different system.
All right.
Okay? Is there any team that you're aware of?
Nate's team is really good.
Who's on Nate's team?
Nate's team has a bunch of ballers from Seattle. I just played in a tournament up there just the
They got
other day.
dudes up there, right?
Well, they're a little small, so they don't have a lot of size.
Right.
But they all guys in Seattle.
Yeah, they play ball.
They hoop. They play like we play 3-on-3 all the time. We play 5-on-5. Like they don't. We just hoop in Seattle. We're not about this workout stuff.
Right.
My workout guy. No, man. We go to the gym.
CrossFit
we shoot
and all that bullshit.
Yeah, we don't do any of that stuff in Seattle.
No, let me ask you something. These guys, so many devastating injuries to young players.
All right.
I mean, it breaks my heart to watch Kyrie Irving. I mean, I was going for the Warriors, but watching him walk off the way he did and he knew something was bad.
Agree.
Because otherwise, why would you leave the court with 2 minutes to go? You would at least stay and watch. And the Russell Westbrooks and the Kevin Durants and the obviously the Derrick Roses. Is there any sort of talk of why the injuries are happening to these guys so young? Because I just don't remember a time when so many great players were suffering from serious injuries.
I don't know. I mean, if you did a study of it, it would take 10 years to finally figure out the way. But I told you I was playing with Jamal Crawford. Jamal Crawford comes in the gym, he gets his shots up for about 10 to 15 minutes, and then we play 3-on-3, 4-on-4, full court, back and forth, and he's just basically working out during the game. That might be a better way of doing it than having a workout guy.
And this CrossFit craziness.
I mean, or any of these things that these guys are doing. But I don't know the answer to that question.
I hate seeing it. Yeah,
you want to see guys go out there, but then you look at LeBron, he's very durable. There's some guys that are extremely durable.
I know.
And some guys that aren't.
It's a lot of these athletic guards.
Super athletic
I mean,
guards.
Derrick Rose, it kills me to watch
for
that.
Sure.
I mean, Westbrook is a freak because he's come back from two serious injuries, and it's like you can't stop him.
But the first one was there's a difference between what they call a non-contact injury.
Yeah.
You go up, you come down, you fall, bam, right?
But those are the ones that are getting meniscus.
Okay, but when we saw Westbrook, Patrick Beverley, his first initial injury was Patrick Beverley reached and he hit his knee and boom, he tore his meniscus, right?
Yeah.
So that's a contact injury. Those are going to happen. They're going to happen to anybody. But the non-contact injuries are the ones that you're probably bringing up. The guys that the Derrick Rose goes up, comes down, doesn't touch anybody, and does the ACL. So yeah, I don't know the answer to that. I think if someone's really studied it, you would find out that maybe all this working out is not good for guys. Maybe it's better just to go out there and hoop. I don't know.
I don't know what it is. I see. For me, I never had to worry about that. And I'm going to tell you something else about my game. And then because I know people aren't really interested in my game, but the fact that I'm 45 now. I've never lost a step because when I was 15, I was the same speed, which is the beauty of being me. Do you understand what I'm saying? I haven't slowed down a bit.
You were definitely a glasses half full type of guy,
right?
Yeah,
in my prime, I was the same speed that I am now at 45. So that's kind of like an advantage I have.
That's nice.
Now,
not a lot of people can actually say that.
I haven't lost a fucking step. How could you lose what you never had?
Yeah, agreed. Are you bragging about that?
No,
I bet you there's a lot of
45-year-olds
that would say that, right?
I doubt there were that many.
No, I bet you there's a lot of guys that are like, man, I never lost a step. Yeah, you never had a step.
You never had there was.
How did you get the MVP of that game?
Ask Terrell Owens, my friend.
I mean, seriously, because
hard fouls, rebounds, and tenacious nose to nose.
No, seriously.
You think this is a joke?
No, I think there's some other way you got the MVP.
The late great Stuart Scott handed me the trophy. And
you had 4 points.
Okay, and I had 6 fouls. They actually gave me a 7th foul. The late great Stuart Scott handed me the trophy, and he had been through moments of greatness, seeing NBA Finals over and over. But when he handed me that, I could see tears in his eyes because he saw greatness. And he never said this to me, but that was a moment that I had. That was my Stuart Scott moment.
But it wasn't most improved. It was MVP. They don't give that out to just anybody.
That's
4 points?
4 points.
I mean, okay. So
Nose-to-nose defense.
How many points were scored in the game? Is it because you locked up T.O.?
I locked his ass up.
So that's why they gave you the MVP?
So you telling me you scored 40 on T.O.? I'm not fucking impressed, Scout. I don't know where the fuck your head is at. Let me move forward.
Fine.
This is in the past.
Agreed.
The MVP that I won. I don't talk about my awards. I'm an award-winning director. I've done so many things. All right, here's a question I want to ask you. How many years did you play in the NBA?
11.
Give me if you had to pick top 5 players you played with.
All right.
Top 5 players you played with. If you had to make the team that were guys that you were on your team, who would they be? Give me your top 5 that were on your team.
Jason Kidd would be the point guard. Yep. Then I'd go Ray Allen, Paul Pierce, Garnett.
Damn.
That'll be Garnett, the power forward. Now, the center is a hard one because, I could throw Rasheed Wallace in there, but when he played with us, he wasn't in his prime. But in his prime, he's one of the best of all time, right? And for that, whatever stretch that was when they won the championship with the Pistons. I could throw in a guy like a P.J. Brown in there. I can throw in a tough, hard-nosed Kendrick Perkins. I can throw in, let me think, Dikembe Mutombo. I can throw in Alonzo Mourning.
Shit.
I could throw in Joakim Noah. And there's guys. So I don't know who would.
But your center. You don't have a clear center.
Yeah. Or I can shift.
Is Joakim a center or is he a power forward?
He's a multi-purpose guy at that position. If you want to say everyone in their prime, I'd have to say Alonzo Mourning because he was so good in his prime. I just didn't play with him.
You play with him at the tail end.
Yeah, and the same thing with Mutombo. Mutombo, ridiculous. You could say that Mutombo, J. Kidd, Kevin Garnett, Ray Allen, Paul Pierce, that team wouldn't lose either, but it'd be interesting to put together one of my teammates' all-time great teams.
Okay, that's fair enough. Now, when you get drafted, this is a question because this is the reality. When I grew up, I had hoop dreams. I wanted to be in the NBA. They turned into a nightmare when I was about 14 or 15, and I saw other people and I was like, not only am I not going to be in the NBA, I'll be lucky if I start on my high school team. Okay, but now every kid has that, and then obviously you took it to the next level. When you get drafted, you show up to the Nets preseason camp. Who's on that team? Jason Kidd? Who else?
Kenyon Martin, Kerry Kittles, Keith Van Horn. A guy like Aaron Williams, who I didn't even know who was a stud, and then my rookie class, Richard Jefferson, Jason Collins. There's a lot of good players that were on that team, and I was completely overwhelmed. Yeah.
But are you holy shit, Jason Kidd just passed me the ball, or is that, or are you beyond that?
I look at it the way I can describe when I play basketball. It sounds fucking ridiculous, but it's just like the Matrix. I just look at the yes and the no's. I get the ball's coming to me, I go to shoot. I'm guarding a guy, he likes to go right and counter back left. I'm not saying to myself oh my God, I'm guarding Kenyon Martin or Jason Kidd's coming on me on the break.
That's never crossing your mind?
It's not like that.
Even early in
whether I'm even playing against another guy, but sometimes I'll be guarding Tracy McGrady and he would do something. I'd be playing it okay, I know he likes to do this, and then he would go and he'd make this move and he'd get fouled. And then I'd think, man, I'm so overmatched right now, it's ridiculous.
During the game?
But I'll be at the free throw line. But then when the game starts up again, I'd go back to what I'm doing, what I need to do. I'm never in awe of who I'm going against ever during that time.
I got you.
I've guarded LeBron sometimes. I'm not in awe of LeBron. I'm thinking, I got to keep him away from his right hand. I got to force him left. When he goes left, I got to jam him so he can shoot.
What would be the fucking scouting report on LeBron James? What's the quote-unquote weakness?
When I played against him, he was much different than he is now. He's
Right,
so much better now.
Right.
Back when he would go right all the way to the basket, go left and pull up. But now he's just so much more complete. But, I would think, with LeBron, especially this series, you want to just keep throwing bodies at him.
That's it. That's all you can do.
But don't let him catch his breath. Don't let him dribble the ball and catch his breath. Just continue to pressure him. Even if at the rate, let's say they don't shoot 32%, but he shoots 40% from the field. By increasing the pace, by speeding him up, I think it'll help their offense. But I think that's the way. If you let him dictate where he wants to go, I feel like you'll be in trouble.
Strongest player where you were just on the physical strength, where you were playing against somebody, or they were on your team where you were what the fuck is this?
Yeah, that's the easy answer to that is Shaq, but that's not what the real answer would be. Shaq is a ridiculous human being.
Right.
But I didn't really go against him. Here's a guy I had to go against, and I had no answer for him. In Detroit, a guy named Corliss Williamson.
Yep.
I had no answer for what he did. He was so strong. He was so low to the ground. You couldn't do any tricks. He kept his dribble alive. I had no help because they had a bunch of shooting. So my rookie year was my nemesis. But then I studied film, I got stronger, and I realized, okay, you can do X, Y, and Z to stop him, and I have a better chance. But there was a point there where I literally, was at his mercy, and I was the rotational player my rookie year. There's no one else to sub in, so I had to guard him, and it was tough for me. But, there's a lot. You get used to the physicality. If we played every day, you would get used to eventually, okay, well, I know when he hits me, I know what to get used to.
I need to brace myself.
Yeah, but at first you're like, what the hell was that?
Right.
But eventually you get used to it. And it's just like anything. When I go into training camp, every season, I was always surprised by the impact from just taking those 3 months off, 4 months off in the off season, but you get used to it in about 2 or 3 weeks.
Kevin Garnett, notorious shit talker.
Yeah.
Would he, I've heard from people that every practice, meals, drinking water, on the bus, off the bus, full tilt, shit talking, never slows down, like they call it a high motor. Yeah. What was it like with Kevin Garnett during that championship run? Like, talk to me about the greatness of Kevin Garnett.
Okay, so he has a lot of different personalities. When he would hit the floor, he was all business. When he was in the weight room, all business. 60 minutes before the game, all business. But like from 60 minutes on. But before that, he was really like cared about what other people like. Hey, Scal, how'd your one-on-one game go with Sam Cassell? Or what's up, man? How the kids? Like, he was like that as well. But when it was time to work, he was all about the business. Now, the shit talking, you know, he wasn't the greatest shit talker. Like, Paul Pierce was the greatest shit talker.
Okay, explain that.
Because he's Paul.
The content?
Yeah. You know, he would like he would say something to a guy, and the guy would sit there and think about it. Like, did he just say that to me? Was he giving me a compliment? It was kind of like a backhand
confusing
compliment.
you.
Yeah. And what
like
Garnett
that.
would be like, look at the back of a guy's jersey and be like, man, I don't even know your name, and you're out here with me? That's crazy. You're only going to be out for about 2 minutes, and you're going right back to the bench. Like, that would be Garnett. Like
he wants to. He's just trying to fucking just dominate you. And Pierce would say slicker shit.
Slick shit. Like he would, like this Noah thing. Garnett said to Noah, like Noah want to talk to Garnett. Hey, Garnett, you work out with so-and-so. So Garnett would be like, man, can you believe this guy's talking to me? And Pierce would join in. Yeah, man, I can't believe he's talking to you. But I think he won a couple of national championships, but that's about it for him. He's done after this. So Noah's like, oh, yeah, he knows about the national championships, but
he just shitted on me.
Shitted on me along the way.
Okay.
You know, like he's trying to say I ain't going to be a good NBA player, but that's how Pierce was. He was real conniving with his shit talk.
Who would try to talk for you, opponents? Who, for you specifically, like you were like, this guy is just too much. Who would go after you specifically?
Come and trash talk to me?
Shit.
Oh, no one. No one, because, like, why would you waste your breath? Now, I would hit him up with, like, if I scored, I would say, like, oh, man, you're in trouble now. You better score this possession, because if not, the coach is going to take you out of the game. You just got scored on by the worst player in the NBA. And so they would be like, oh, I got to get back. I got to score before the coach takes me out.
So you were playing that role.
Oh, yeah, I would embrace that all the way. Like, I can't believe you just got, man. And then if I hit 2 buckets, like, oh my God, I might go for my career high on you.
Right.
And you know, all my buckets are on SportsCenter.
Right.
I would say stuff like that.
Okay.
And I was notorious for talking shit for another guy. Like, KG, you're locking these dudes up, or like.
But KG doesn't need anyone to talk shit.
He's not.
He seems like he's fucking nuts, man.
Yeah, he is, but
he's not. Is he like jacked up on Coca-Cola and like Starbucks?
No, he's locked in to the game plan. He's also very locked in. He's not just like out there just playing. Where Pierce has like a little bit of a flow to him. Garnett is like, he's real locked in.
Okay.
Game 1, game preseason, game finals, it's all the same to him.
All right, I want you to guess who this was. Chauncey Billups. I had a conversation similar to this with him, and I was just asking him everything. I said, who's the most talented player you ever played with? Who do you think he said?
Rasheed Wallace.
He didn't say Rasheed. He told me J.R. Smith.
Really?
Pure talent.
Oh, wow. I'm surprised by that.
J.R. Smith, to me, is a fucking, like, who's the person, like, you thought would be the greatest, and, like, you were like, and they never really panned out in the NBA?
Out?
Well, I think
Rasheed Wallace could have gone down as the greatest power forward next to Tim Duncan.
Yeah.
But it's just like, I don't know.
Did he not want it enough?
No,
Did he not
I don't
care
think it's.
enough?
I don't know if it was any of that. I don't know if like he wanted to be that. I don't know any of those things. But I've never seen a guy. When he came to the Celtics, he was already over the hill, right? He played just 1 year, whatever. He didn't retire. He was really good for us. When he was in the preseason, the way he was cooking, it was ridiculous. He was cooking Garnett in training camp.
Really?
It was insane to see. It was like, I couldn't believe it. Like, Garnett was getting scored on, and Rasheed was talking to him about it. We've never seen anything like that before.
That talk about a psychological war, because those are two great shit talkers.
Yes. So I was shocked that it was happening, but couldn't sustain it. But skill, like, step out, hit a 3, go on the post, right shoulder, then go to the middle of the paint, come back left hook, then come back right hook. I mean, you just scored on Garnett, who's one of the best defensive players in the game.
Right.
And you scored on him 4 different ways in a row, and you told him about it. Like, we never even remotely saw anything like that.
How did Garnett respond to that?
I looked like he was pissed.
All right. You were in Boston, the great Doc Rivers.
Yeah.
Doc Rivers is now coaching NWA. The Clippers.
Who's NWA?
Never winning anything. The Los Angeles Clippers. Okay, I'm sorry.
I feel so bad that they lost. I really do. I feel so bad.
Okay, my first question is, and then you were also coached by Tom Thibodeau.
Yeah.
Now, these guys that are getting fired, they said they dismissed them or parted ways with Thibodeau. I say the general managers who part ways with the coaches that they argue with, despite the fact that Thibodeau had a great winning record, now you motherfucker, you should have to coach the team. Since you're so smart, who's the GM that fired him?
Gar Forman, John Paxson.
Okay, now you coach the fucking team. You could do better. Like, when they had this strife, like Mark Jackson, like, he brings them to almost the pinnacle. Why are they firing these coaches? Doc Rivers is not going to get fired, but if you look at it on paper, that would be more, if I had to say, and I love Doc, but if you look at it on paper, Doc Rivers would be the one whose job should be a question because the way they lost. Thibodeau, they were undermanned. He's always won. I mean, why are they firing these coaches? Does it have more to do with the way they get along with the GMs, or is it X's and O's, or is it a little bit of both? Because I don't know what the fuck happened with Mark Jackson, but it's like they fired him.
But clearly that was the right move. How is that not the right move?
But how do we know that they wouldn't have been able to get over the hump this year?
I'll tell you how.
Why?
One Warrior team passed the ball 239 times a game. This Warrior team passed the ball 315 times a game. This Warrior team had 30 assists over 28 times in a game. It hasn't been done in 20 years. This Warrior team is the best defensive team and second best offensive team in the NBA. So were they on the pace for this? You know, they still ran isolations. They still were 19th. Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, Bogut, all these guys, they were 19th in the NBA in offense last year.
Right.
So, yeah, they made the right move. I mean, is that the wrong move?
I got you.
I'll tell you another one. Listen, the Thibodeau thing, they don't get along, right?
Who? Him and the front office?
Yeah.
But when is it not getting along? Is it go, I want you to play him more, or is it like, you're an asshole, no, I'm an asshole? Or is it what is it?
I'm sure it's basketball stuff. It's not like personal. It's not like I'm a Republican, you're a Democrat.
But so then what is it though? But if they're winning, if they're doing well, and they are, Joakim was fucked up this year, right? He was hurt a lot. He didn't never look like his full step. Obviously, Derrick Rose was touch and go the whole year. What's the problem?
Right,
what can he do? What did they expect?
I want everyone to understand.
Break it down,
okay,
Scout.
So I'm gonna let you guys know. Like, listen,
the White Mamba is about to fucking break it down.
Okay, looking. Sometimes it's time for coaches are going to get fired and they're going to move on to another place and they're going to coach and they're going to do a good job there.
Yeah.
It's just the way it goes.
Yeah.
And some of these coaches that get recycled can't coach and some of these coaches that get recycled can coach.
Right.
But that environment with management and coaches fighting and players like, what's going on here? It's a dysfunctional environment. So part ways. Part ways.
But what is the thing that I'm trying to get at is, and you could just give an example. Maybe you don't know, or whatever. Like, what are they arguing about?
Playing time.
Why aren't you playing this person? Why
are you playing this person 40 minutes when we have this rookie Doug McDermott that could play? You should be playing him 20 minutes a game.
I got you.
Like, just blend. Like, look at Pop. Pop blends all of his minutes. No one plays over 30 minutes, and so that's what they do.
When you come to a huddle and there's 5 seconds in the game, and you're down 1 point. As a player, do you know they're going to, like my coach, Doc Rivers, is going to call 1, 2, or 3 plays? Is it him making it up and on the fly? Like how much, when you guys are listening to the play, and he's articulating it, how many times have you practiced these plays?
Sometimes, like Thibodeau, every play has been worked on and timed and ran through.
He's not improvising stuff.
Doc has, with the team with Garnett, Pierce, Ray Allen, Rondo, very high basketball IQ guys. Doc can completely improv that. Now, I'm saying he probably has practiced that or saw it somewhere else and made a little tweak for his own team.
Right.
But he can make up anything on the fly and they can go out there and do it because they were really smart people.
Okay.
But some players can't do that. They have to have ran through it 10 times. So you have these in your back pocket. It just depends on how you do it.
Okay, I'm throwing questions at you. You said Rondo. This guy is a mystery to me. He seems so talented. He butts heads in the 2 places he's been. Tell me about playing with Rajon Rondo. What do you think the future of Rajon Rondo will be?
I'm not sure what the future will be because I'm just going to let you know, he's one of my best friends, guys who I played with, guys who I communicate with, guys that I know and how they play, and we'll talk basketball for 45 minutes. It'll seem like 3 minutes. So I'm in the fray with Rondo.
Right.
So I can't step away and see. And I understand. I'm not stupid where I understand he does some crazy things. But the way I look at him is like listen, this guy is the smartest player I've ever played with. He's also, pretty talented as far as his skills, his size of his arms, his ability to.
He's unselfish.
Yeah, he passes the ball. So I'm not a good guy to evaluate Rondo because I think that he's a great player. But a lot of people look at him as like he's going to have a hard time getting a job next year, which I don't see that. But I look at Rondo as a guy that's a $14, $15 million player. But people see it differently than I do.
I felt like people expected things to flourish in Dallas, and they didn't. And there's been the bumps. And the thing about Rondo that I don't get is like you don't see him doing anything, but then you hear him and the coach didn't get along, and and him and Doc didn't get along. You hear these things. So and I love the way he plays, and I love unselfish. I love pass first point guards, and he seems like a pass first point guard, and he makes things like for the layman, like he's not that fast. He does these kind of trickery YMCA plays, and I want to see him do good.
Well, he is fast, and he is a freak athletically. You just can't see it when he grows, and that's the biggest thing since his knee injury. His ability to create separation off the pick and roll that has gone away. And that was his greatest strength.
Because of the speed.
I don't know. And I feel like with hard work, he'll get back to that. He'll get back to how he was. Because, he is coming off an ACL.
Right.
So he had the ACL surgery, and he goes to his rehab, and he comes back. But to me, he was never the same athletically as he was before the ACL.
Okay.
Before the ACL, he had 44, 15, and 10. And you're like, wow, this guy's amazing. But after the ACL, he'd come off those screen and rolls, and the separation just wasn't there. But eventually, your leg gets back to normal. It just takes time. But I don't really know what's going to end up in the Lakers. I don't know what's going to happen to him.
Do you think the Clippers, I'm bouncing around, we go back to NWA, a.k.a. the Clippers, never winning anything. Do you think the Clippers are going to be able to bounce back from what happened this year?
I would assume so.
Like what needs, like do they change players? Like
no, I mean I think their starting five is really good. I've always been a fan of Austin Rivers, to be honest with you. I'm not right when he got traded, everyone was like, can you believe Doc Rivers did that? I'm like, yeah. This guy can defend the point guard. You have Jamal Crawford who can't defend ones. So you have a guy now with some serious size. If you're going to go in the Western Conference, you're going to play against Chris Paul. You're going to play against Steph Curry. You're going to play against Tony Parker. You're going to go and play against Drew Holiday. You go down the list of all the point guards in the West.
Right.
Damian Lillard. Whoever you want, you're going to go against. You better have some size on the ball because that's what's getting. It's not going to be some midget on the ball, and you're not going to have a guy that's not very quick. So you get Austin Rivers to go in there and defend that point guard position. He's extremely good defensively. He's good laterally. So I was high on that move. So I like Austin Rivers. And then I actually like Spencer Hawes. He had a terrible year this year. But I thought he would have been better. I think they go out and get Pierce next year. I think they sign Pierce to that. They use their mid-level and sign Pierce.
Because he showed he's got his style of play. Depending on, hopefully he doesn't get an injury because he doesn't jump
like you.
Exactly. Like that's the time I'm saying he never, like he was quicker. He might be lost half a step, but that herky jerky, the way he plays, I mean, it's beautiful to watch.
Yeah.
Okay, let me ask you something. More questions. The Knicks. If they said, Scal, we want your fucking 2 cents. Actually, we want your 10 cents. What would you do if you had anything to do with the Knicks? Help me out. Because being a Knicks fan, did you see the documentary I directed, When the Garden Was Eden? The 30 for 30? Okay.
Yes.
They're saying that might have been the best fucking thing that's happened to the Knicks in the last 40 years because this season was a disaster.
Actually, it wasn't. You got the 4th pick.
Okay. And we're going to pick who? And we're going to get
I don't know.
These guys.
Moulet or that's a good D'Angelo Russell. I don't think
I like him. I don't
think Philly would pass on D'Angelo Russell. You'll probably get Moulet.
But
there's a fundamental flaw with the Knicks right now. I'll tell you what it is.
What is it?
It's Phil Jackson hating on 3-point shooting. Listen, the game is going to 3-point shooting. They shoot the least amount of threes in the NBA. They make the least amount of threes in the NBA. Join in on the movement. The movement is 3-point shooting. You got to get guys that can shoot the ball. If you want to win, you got to have guys that can shoot threes. And you got to move the ball, and not the triangle where everything is scripted. I'm telling you, those days are gone.
Is he like locked into just the triangle?
I don't know. I can't sit here and say yes. I don't know. They run triangle. It looks bad at times. There's no Jordan. There's no Kobe.
Right.
There's no Shaq.
No.
It doesn't look good, but I don't know.
We don't even have guys that look like they're cousins. There's no Jordan. There's no Shaq's cousin. There's no, this was a rough season, man. This was a rough season.
I know. You know, the thing of the Knicks, I wish they would have won the lottery because.
But pick who? Now we're going to the lottery. Okay, trade.
You could trade the number 1 pick for a lot.
Okay, who's going to be the number 1 pick?
Towns?
Is that guy going to come in there and
really
impact
people will
your
trade.
team? Is Jahlil Okafor ready for the NBA?
Yeah.
Right now?
All these rookies are going to be fine.
Jahlil Okafor is 19, and he's a fucking big man.
What's wrong with that?
I'm saying he's not ready to play NBA basketball right now as a first-round pick, as a number 1 pick.
You're the problem with the Knicks. You're impatient.
Impatient? I'm 45 fucking years old. We're not the Boston Red Sox, or we're not the fucking Chicago White Sox. I don't want to be on my deathbed going, I hope they win a championship before This is New York I'm talking about.
I know. I understand that. This is the thing that I have not understood here.
Oh,
how come the Knicks can't get free agents? Why are they not players?
You're asking me. I'm doing a podcast for a living, Scal. You're supposed to be the expert.
I don't understand it. I love New York.
I
don't
know,
understand
it's fun.
Why. Like LeBron, right? You really got to think about it. Miami's fine, but the fans get there like in the second quarter. They left before the game was over.
Yeah, game 6.
And Ray Allen hits the shot, and then they're begging to get back in. Like,
you dumb fuck.
Right,
you're not getting back in. You left.
Are you serious? You're down by 5. And there's that much shit to do in Miami.
I know.
You left?
There's nothing. How many parties are you going to go to?
Yeah, like you could go the night before.
How much fucking Molly are you going to take? You really need to leave Game 6 and go drop some Molly?
I don't know. Like they're down 4. Let's go.
Yeah,
we gotta go.
It's Game 6 of the finals.
All, this stuff doesn't even go down until 1 a.m.
No, the party's not
starting. I don't
starting.
understand why they left. I don't understand why they left. I don't understand why. Wait, everybody, Game 1 of the NBA Finals, and half the Miami crowd is not here yet. I don't get it. But in New York. Yes. Even when they sucked, that place is rocking.
Yes.
Like, I don't get it.
Not this year, Scal.
Okay, no.
I mean, when we sucked this year.
No, like, you still, look, I went there when it was Clyde's 70th birthday.
Yeah.
And you got the bass and the organ.
Yes.
Like, that place is awesome. I don't get it. I don't get, like, if you're a free agent.
I'm not going to say why, because I don't want to get, I like getting my tickets on the floor. I'm not going to state my opinion on this publicly, but I have a strong inkling as to why.
I don't get it. I mean, if I'm a rookie, if I'm John Wall, I'm like, all right, man, I'm gonna play for the qualifying offer, and I'm going to New York, and I'm gonna take my boy. Hey, Klay Thompson, you want to come to New York? I'm going out and be like, let's go to New York and run this shit.
No,
I don't get it.
It's fucked.
I don't get it.
I don't get it either.
But they don't. They don't go to New York.
I know.
And maybe their pitch is bad. Like Pat Riley. If Pat Riley was there, he'd be landing guys.
And
so
now,
who is it? Is it Phil Jackson?
Well, he just got there.
Okay, so can he land guys?
Oh, shit.
I don't know if he's
I shouldn't have even brought the Knicks up with you.
Yeah,
I shouldn't have even brought the Knicks up with you.
I don't get it. I don't get why they don't get free agents. When they had cap space, I don't know why they weren't good.
This is the I Am Rapaport podcast. American Giant sponsors the I Am Rapaport podcast. Go to American-Giant.com. Check it out. T-shirts, sweatshirts, American made, American manufactured. Really good quality, soft, rugged, hoodies, sweatpants, all of it. American-Giant.com. American-Giant.com. The slogan for American Giant that we created is American Giant Clothing.
Champion. Can't fuck with this shit, yo.
All right, let me ask you about fashion in the NBA. Like, now, dudes are looking sharp. Dudes are coming in also looking like, they just came out of Cuba in 1963. Like, the colors are off the fucking chain. But are dudes, now, tell me what you know about this. Like, LeBron James, I saw him last night. He had a low-key sweater on. It was good because the game before he had a full turtleneck on, and we're in the middle of June. And he was sitting at the podium with Tristan Thompson.
Wait, when you said full turtleneck, you brought that shit up to your chin.
It was right to his beard. It looked like it was sort of made to look like a full beard. Like the turtleneck was like dark brown or black, and it was like growing out of his beard. And Tristan Thompson had a fucking Zorro hat on. Like he was like a fake Zorro. But like, are these dudes getting these big size, high fashion things custom made? What do you know about this?
Because I don't know.
Now you were snapping on my shoes. Listen, you're not. I don't see any crowds around you. You got a fucking thermal shirt on that looks like you just came from like cleaning cars. And I'm just saying,
that's my shit. That's my shit. Like I put it together. And I'm wearing like normal Levi's, some PF Flyers, and the thermal. Like no one's looking at me like, oh, that dude's fucked up.
No. But they're not looking like, yo, I'm going to ask him for fashion tips.
No, because, like, I'm standard. I'm 6.5 to 7.5 every day. Like, those guys with the Zorro hat, they're trying to be 9s and 10s. I'm not trying to do that. Now, you're, like, solid like me, except for the shoes. Like, you're solid. But I'm just saying, like, I'm going out there. Like, I'm good. I can go to the club like this.
You're not getting into any fucking clubs dressed the way you are right now. If you weren't Brian Scal, you're not getting...
I am Brian Scal, though.
Okay, so I hear that's what the fuck I'm talking about,
What do you mean, if I'm not? I am. I don't know what it's like. If I wasn't this guy, I wouldn't dress like this, but I happen to be this guy.
When you go to the club and they give you, like, yo, the Mamba's... You know that somebody said to me the other day, I swear to God, in New York about 2 weeks ago, they were like, Scalabrine, what's going on? And I was like...
You got to run that.
I know, I'm like, no doubt. They're like, you playing for the Nets? And I'm like... What the fuck are you talking about? I'm like keeping it going. Have you ever been mistaken for me?
Yeah.
Straight up.
Yeah, I take offense to it.
Oh shit!
But you're like 8 years older than me. I'm 6'9".
You're 6'9". That's true.
But I'm thinking like if
are you serious?
If Rapaport was 6'9", like when he was on Friday, he'd be Debo.
Right.
Yo, he would be the guy.
Right.
You know, I don't understand why you think.
People have actually said to you, Mike Rapp.
Yeah.
And are you like, you're offended by that? Are you offended by that I'm older? Or are you offended or shocked the fact that they would think that you would be somebody as great looking as me? Yeah. Like, what's fucking you up about that? Because I'm known for my fucking size. Chiseled good looks.
The size, they're like the size. You know, guys on my team used to call me Remy.
Yes.
So you knew that,
yes.
Right? It was the size. Like, how the fuck? Why would you think that I'm Rapp? I'm 6'9". Even though for an actor, you're big, right?
For an actor, I'm tall, yeah.
Yeah, you're tall for an actor.
Yeah,
I there's not that many. Big. I gotta watch out for that kind of conversation.
No, there's not that many that are. I don't know anybody that's over. Like the tallest actor I know is Tim Robbins and Vince Vaughn. They're about 6'4".
Oh dang,
maybe 6'5". Tim Robbins is tall, 6'4.5". But that's like monstrous for an actor. Like most actors are. Not most. I mean, they just vary. But like a tall actor, it's 6'3" is like you peak. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right. So this has been great, Scal. And this is the I Am Rapaport podcast. It's a worldwide phenomenon. You know that, right?
Yeah. Are people going to listen to this?
People going to listen to There's fucking... You know that there's a crew called the Rapapack? Are people going to listen to this? This is the fucking podcast. This is the interview that people have wanted to hear for years.
I'm going to see. When does this go up? Because I want to see...
It's going up this way. I might put this shit up tomorrow before the game.
You're not going to edit it?
We might put this shit up raw dog without a bag, no cuts. Okay, Scal? But you didn't answer my question. Real quick, do these guys have this shit custom made?
No, I don't think so. I think they buy it off the rack, but they have guys that buy it for them. Listen,
but like Garnett's 7 feet. Garnett's a tall, long
Garnett gets all,
motherfucker.
like all that stuff. I'm sure, and he's got ridiculously long arms. So I'm sure, I'm sure that some guys get stuff made, but like Russell Westbrook, all the people wearing the stylish clothes. I don't know about the turtleneck. I don't know about
your man
that.
LeBron had the fucking turtleneck growing out of his beard. It looked like it was, I didn't know if it was like, I didn't know what
hoodie was solid, though.
That was solid. That was low-key. But here's the thing. Here's a rule that I think should be in place. You got to have a dress code. Whatever you come in wearing, that's cool. It could be fly, it could be jiggy, it could be all that. But when your team gets that ass cracked, you need to change your uniform into something else. Like, you lose game 1 of the NBA Finals, Tristan Thompson, you can't come out with a Zorro hat on. You cannot come out with a...
Maybe he wouldn't have worn...
No.
Wait.
Come in with plan B. Come in with take 2.
He wore it? Wait. You said he wore it for game 2, right?
He wore it for game 1 press conference. He had a fucking Zorro hat on. Okay, after they lost.
Yeah, okay, I agree with you on that.
No, you got to tone it down. Yeah. If you could come in hyped, you could come in colorful, you lose, you get an all black and get the fuck out of the building.
Yeah, you just like throw on a Cavs shirt.
That's it.
Yeah, okay, I'm with you. Like I agree. Steph Curry ain't gonna bring Riley up when they lose.
Last night, Riley was nowhere to be seen.
Nowhere to be seen. She ain't crawling around.
And I want Riley up there, but it's like, yo.
Yeah, but on a loss, that'd be weird.
No, you can't. No, you can't have your beautiful daughter acting a little rambunctious when you just lost game 2 and you shot like 2 for 75. And I fuck with Steph Curry. I love him. I love him.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, as far as the dress, if you lose, you got to tone it down. You got to tone it down.
Agree.
Okay, because the Miami Heat, they took it so far. Like, they would be up there like they didn't give a shit. The big 3. These guys would be wearing polka dots. They could lose by 40. They lost in the finals last year. Dudes didn't care. Like, put on a black suit, answer the questions, and fucking leave the building.
Or throw on a Cavs hoodie.
Throw on a Cavs hoodie or a Miami Heat hoodie.
Yeah, whatever it was.
All right, Scal, it's a pleasure. I want to make sure you know.
I'm working to get in shape. I'm working hard. 2 days.
2 days.
Yeah.
Because I'm just letting you know now. Be ready. Be ready for what I'm bringing.
Me, I can handle that kind of stuff. Not everyone's going to be. Who
on our team do you think might buck up to the system that I'm going to be running?
I'm interested to see how White Chocolate deals with it.
Oh no, White Chocolate! Listen, White Chocolate. There's no.
I'm not saying.
There's no White Chocolate without Mike Rapp. Mike Rapp set off all this shit. So all this fucking Virginia, Randy Moss shit. White Chocolate, you're coming to work under a system that I'm doing. But there's no white chocolate, there's no fly shit without what I was doing in the 80s and the 90s. I laid the motherfucking foundation. Okay, that's reality. I laid the foundation for this lifestyle. All right, this is the I Am Rapaport podcast, and we're out with my main man, Brian Scalabrine, a.k.a. the White Mamba.